Hey everyone, it's DeagleBeagle. So we're going to go over Enamorus today. Choice specs is one option. Now let's look at what it's weak to. Fairy and flying. Or sorry, that's its typing. Fairy flying. So what does that mean? It's weak to ice, rock, electric, poison, and steel. So actually that's like 5 typing. So it's weak to quite a lot actually. Um, Steel would resist about half of those, or actually most of those. So steel is probably the best defensive typing, especially to wall like a Fluttermane's like fairy moves, and you can one-shot it with Terra Steel Blast. That's just an idea I thought of. But you could use something else with it. As far as defensive terras with it, let's go to the typing chart. Yeah, it's just poison and steel that super affects fairy, and you could use poison and steel. You could use another Terra, but is it gonna resist as many things that it's weak to? I don't think so. I'm trying to think of what else you could use with it, because it has a lot of weaknesses. So poison isn't used a whole lot, so it's that can somewhat be ignored, even though clear smog, but that's like a 50 power move. And then the more common moves that are going to hit it are probably going to be like a freeze dry. Neutral moves would be like anything, but it could be a Fluttermane. But let's just talk about what it's weak to. Ice moves are pretty common with Qianpao, Iron Bundle, whatnot. Rock isn't that common, but Tyranitar and Glamora. Steel would just be really good defensively and offensively too, so I would probably recommend this. And you could use something else other than specs. You could use Pixie Plate. You could use Life Orb. It just depends on what you want to do. Earth Power gives it great coverage with fairy moves. Wait a minute, Springtide Storm? I wouldn't use that. Moonblast is better than risking a miss. You would have to use like wide lens. I know it's still miss a lot of the time. So, nah. Other than that, yeah, I'll just post the other sets you could have with it. You could have Sash with it, because it does have a lot of weaknesses. And then you could use an offensive Terra, but it's like if you're going to use Sash, that seems kind of stupid. Unless it has like Tailwind or something. Oh, it does have Tailwind. Okay, then Sash isn't so stupid. Because I was thinking, like, if you're going to have to do all that, I don't know, then you might want to just use Fluttermane. I mean, in general, Fluttermane, it doesn't have Earth Power, but Fluttermane would probably be better. So yeah, maybe you would want to go down the Tailwind route. Because if you're trying to use it like a Fluttermane with specs, then you maybe should use Fluttermane instead. Unless you can take advantage of its flying typing. Let's see actually which flying moves it has. Oh, a physical move. Nah. Fly is bad. So you could use like Terra Flying to give it a stab, Terra Flying Blast, kind of like Dragonite. Whereas like no good flying move besides Aerial Ace or Wing Attack, and you just like give it Terra Blast, Flying. Yeah, if you're using Sash, I would probably use that to give it another strong move. And you would want to probably give up one of the fairy moves for Tailwind, but I suppose you don't have to. And you could even use Protect with it if you wanted. It just depends on what you want to do. Flying would be pretty good coverage with it versus a Moongus. Let's see how much a Moongus takes from it. Well, first, yeah, you'd probably want to use Timid. It outspeeds Chiyu and stuff. over modest. So Enamorus with Terra Blast, flying. Not bad. So it could one-shot a Bungus depending on how they EV it and how lucky you get with the rolls. So yeah, I would recommend flying with it. You could use something else like grass to be immune to spore or go through the rage powder, but I'd probably either use flying if I had sash to give it another stab move, or steel would just be good offensively. So yeah, thanks for watching.